welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I hope you had a great week. We took a little trip to Del Sol Valley last week and built 2336 Woodline Way, but we're back in Nordhaven today building a residential pottery studio lot. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a little bit now, and I've been making pottery studios and things like that more of like a community lot focus and not something that was like a residential, like you could own the studio but also live on the same lot. So that is what we're doing today. This lot is a 20 by 20 lot that was formerly the lounge in Nordhaven, but I thought this was a great little location for a home pottery studio, small business venue. So the exterior took shape pretty quickly, but my idea was to have a nice modern square house that your Sims could live in. And then the pottery studio is actually that small building on the lower part there. So yeah, we'll get to that. But if you do feel like picking up business and hobbies, or even the sleek bathroom kit that I used, or any of the packs or kits that I used in this particular speed build, feel free to use my creator code in the EA app. It provides a small commission to me as a creator. There's no cost to use it. It's absolutely free. And it just helps support me as a creator. And yeah, thanks so much if you do decide to use it, but no pressure if you do or don't. It's up to you. Just thought I'd mention it because it is still going. Anyway, yeah, now we're getting started on the pottery studio area. And the idea here was to have lots of natural light through a skylight here. And an interesting roof line, a bit more on the modern side. Not the whole build is kind of modern anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I went for a dark like brown and then like a light tan stone on the actual living house. And then the pottery studio is actually going to be this black wood, which came with business and hobbies. And then in between, you might have noticed like half walls. Those are like in a darker wood. That's kind of to create like a little bit of like a yard space or kind of like a walkway between the two buildings. And I do actually add doors here that Sims can actually walk into this space. And that's how they'll get to the pottery studio itself. But also there's a little like pottery shop on this first level here, which will be later in the video. But that's where you can put some of the items on the pedestals and actually sell them to Sims, and they can browse and buy the items that you create. So very cool. I was thinking of having this like display area here with platforms and a bunch of natural light and windows, but later on I come back and change this and we actually like build a basement, and that's where the studio will live. So your Sims will walk in and then walk down into the pottery studio, which is kind of underground basically. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I guess since I did this part of the house, making it a loft, I kind of wanted to do that with the pottery studio itself. So as you can see, the loft space kind of took shape pretty quickly there, but it's nice and open air up here. And there's only one bedroom and one bathroom in the livable space. And then there's a second bathroom, which is a public bathroom on the first floor near the pottery shop. That way Sims actually have a place to, use the restroom, because it's very important. That is one of the things that they do a lot. So if you are building a small business venue or anything like that, yeah, you definitely need to at least include a bathroom at the minimum, because it's a necessity basically. Sims will actually come onto the lot just to use the bathroom, which is kind of ridiculous. But this is the kitchen going together, a nice little small kitchen and a tall dining room table with stools for chairs. I used a mixture of packs here. I believe that's Home Chef Hustle and then Dream Home Decorator for like the stove. There is no oven, and then there is the microwave there. And we do add a waffle maker, which came with the Home Chef Hustle pack. So just doing some tiling behind the kitchen there, which is actually the sleek bathroom kit. And then we're putting this fireplace in the center, which is actually quite large, but I've been meaning to use this one. And I just thought this area is so cozy and like tight that I thought the fireplace would be a nice addition just to make it feel a bit more homey. And if you'd like to grab this build on the Sims 4 gallery, here is the gallery listing. As you can see, it's a 20 by 20 lot, 1 bed, 2 bath, 78,976 simoleons, and it is a residential small business venue. You'll actually have to register and create the business. I called it the Sculptury. So that's what I called the business. And yeah, there's 11 packs, but the gallery will tell you what you need. We're creating like a little drop zone here by the door, just a small little bookshelf, which I believe came with the Cozy Kish kit. And so that is actually functional as a bookshelf, but I also put some clutter and stuff on there just to make it like a little drop zone area. And yeah, and then there's also a desk here under the staircase, which is a floating staircase, which is business and hobbies. Then we do a fruit bowl, and then I'm grabbing some ceramic mugs, and then we're going to put some shelving in the kitchen here to kind of put the like dishes on display here. And a little bit of like a snack thing there. But that's really it. I do come back and add the cookbook, which came with Business and Hobbies, that your Sims can actually like put recipes in. So that's very nice. Nice little addition. There goes the waffle maker. I've actually not used that myself yet, but very nice to have. And then we're just doing a small little spice thing up there on the shelf rather than put it on the actual countertop. That way there's like 2 full surfaces for Sims to actually prep meals on. That are open and don't have anything on them. Now we are moving upstairs, and this little room here outside the bathroom will become a walk-in closet wardrobe space. This is the only bedroom in the little lofted living space. And yeah, I did put a full-length mirror, but then I realized I forgot the door to a tiny, tiny little balcony. There's nothing out there. I did try to fit a chair, but it's like Sims aren't going to be able to sit in this because it's just 1 tile wide. And I thought about making it wider, but it was the edge of the lot. So it's literally just a door to a tiny little balcony. It's probably not usable, more decoration, but there goes the closet going together. And that is Dream Home Decorator, I believe. And then the clothing is actually Business and Hobbies, which I thought was nice to use. And just putting a little bit of like clutter up in here, trying to figure that out. Now we're using the sleek bathroom kit to create this beautiful bathroom. And yeah, just kind of tucking the toilet in there and then kind of matching the color swatches of all the fixtures and everything to the color of the tile that I will be using, because we do change the wallpaper. I was thinking about that floating shelf in the shower space, but I was worried about Sims being able to come around that wall and still get into the shower. So I just thought, let's just leave it open, and we just put the freestanding towel rack instead of putting towels on a floating shelf, which is what I was originally going to do. Then we just put this little like seating area here, and then a potted plant up here. But that's really it for the main and only bedroom in the little house. And then there goes the cookbook. And now we are putting in the burglar alarm, which is very important. And I do put a rug underneath the dining room table, just using tool to kind of shrink it down just a little bit, because using the bracket keys sometimes doesn't give you enough, like it either makes it too large or too small. So tool is very handy in that you can use decimals to make it whatever size you want, kind of. And now we're getting started in the Pottery studio space. So this is where I'm building the basement out. And I just kind of thought, there wasn't really a lot of floor space with that display area. So this little 1 by whatever tile space in front of the windows there kind of becomes a display area. And then we're going to put larger windows in here to bring more natural light down to the lower level. And then there goes the boards. So your Sims can actually have classes here. We do have the kilns over there and 4 pottery wheels, kind of small space, but it wasn't meant to be like a massive studio by any means. Just doing some lighting, and then we will turn off the lights and make it nighttime just to see how well it lit up. And it was actually still quite dark down there, so we put some additional overhead lights in, which do kind of help, I think, bring some more light into that lower level space. It's still kind of cozy, but and then also the roof kind of helps too, having the little glass roof. This little space under the staircase there actually becomes like a little storage closet. I thought about making it a toilet, but then I was like, no, we'll put that on the other side. So that's just like a little ceramic thing where you can kind of put some stuff on the shelves. Like if you're not ready to sell it, you can use the shelves to kind of store it there. I did put some stuff in there from debug and everything. So yeah, there is some like stuff already existing just to kind of show you what you could use it for. And I did use the Home Chef Hustle open shelves with lights because it's a very nice little touch there. And I do use the same thing in the pottery shop as well, which Sims can't actually buy the items from those shelves. They have to be on the little podium things. in order to buy those. But yeah, this is the little display area that we are creating. I just used some of the debug items and then just sized them up to make them a bit larger, a little bit abnormally sized there, but I thought it was a nice thing to have, and it actually makes it look very nice in the end. So yeah, I'm actually working on another speed build. I have been for a little while now. I'm working on like a beach lot, and I just cannot figure it out. I'm in Sulani, and it's a really nice lot, really nice location. It's like half land, half water. But I don't know. I don't know if it's the lighting or something about Sulani that just everything that I build looks like crap. I don't know what it is. Like I can't get it to look beachy enough or how I want it to look. And they always end up turning out like a modern beach house build. And I want that, but I kind of also want something a bit more, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm looking for. So I'm going to keep working on that, and hopefully I'll have that for next weekend. And just hopefully I can figure something out with that. It was supposed to be this week's build, but I just couldn't get it to something that I liked. So we pivoted to this, and I think this is absolutely nice. And it is something I've wanted to do, was like to have a space that Sims can, make their pottery, sell it, and also have classes, but also still live here. So I think that was the last one that I needed to do. I do want to do a laundromat too, but I think we might switch to like either San Sequoia or Willow Creek and build a laundromat. I think that would be kind of nice, and then you can like live above it, or maybe in even the world that came with the pets expansion too. That would be a nice one to have a laundromat in. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Figure that one out. But I do want to get the beach lot done first. So yeah, just doing this small public toilet here using the sleek bathroom kit, and yeah, just kind of make it feel like a nice little shop in here. And then I put a bike out here and some trash bins, and I do put these like slabby love seats. They're actually love seats, but I was kind of making them kind of like modern benches. We do one in there and then one out here, and then we're just into landscaping, which I matched the wood, which is actually the new wood floor with Business and Hobbies, to the wood off the lot, which is kind of weird because it has this edging on that, which we don't have that version. So I just did what I could and matching the trees and everything to the world, but kept it pretty simple. There really isn't a whole lot of space anyway. It's like 2 or 3 tiles that are actually usable around the edge. So I just thought to keep it kind of open and stuff. And then we matched the flowers. I'm just doing a small little gate here, but nothing. I was thinking about putting like a table and chairs there, but it's not really a place for that. Like it's not like a cafe or a bakery. So Sims don't really have to kind of sit there and, hang around. They're more meant to do pottery and browse and buy items and stuff like that. They're not meant to kind of just hang around here. So doing some signage on the back and the front, and then we do a small sign above where the actual little pottery shop is. Doing some downspouts for the rain, just as a decorative detail. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the mailbox. That's important. And then some exterior lighting on the actual house part. And then I put in the kiosk, the ticket kiosk, which is weird because when I registered my small business, the game said it wasn't accessible, which it literally is. It's right there. And then we're doing some of these nice little lights down the little alleyway here that are from the debug catalog, and just doing some stone on the front entryway area. And the same one will carry through. And then I'm just going to paint ceilings. Especially the ones on the exterior kind of went dark, especially for also the studio. It's like a dark concrete, but we are pretty much finished at this point. I also did the same thing in the actual pottery shop. But this is the Sculptury. Again, you can find it on the Sims 4 gallery. My EID is just TheSimified. It's available now. It requires Business and Hobbies and a bunch of other little packs and kits to kind of put it all together, but it is a great little lot. Great little house to live in, a great little business for your Sims to own in a nice location. There's like a lot of water around, but there's also like this little park space, and there's a lot of other like small businesses in this area that are not that far away. This is the floor plan. As you can see, there's the lofted space. Very nice indeed. And then this is the Pottery Studio space, which we have the display area over there, and then the kilns, and then the pottery wheels that your Sims will use, as well as the board for conducting classes. So very nice. I love the natural light that comes in the windows here. And then this is that small little closet space where you can kind of store some things. I did put some plates in there from Home Chef Hustle because I thought maybe you can make plates. Now we're going into the pottery studio itself, or not studio, but the shop. And this is just semi-grabbed off the gallery because it was just cool. I'm tired of using the same old Sims that I just keep shuffling around. So I thought she was more fitting to kind of live here. But I love how this turned out. It's very, I don't know, it's kind of like industrial a little bit, but not. I don't know, but it's nice, and Sims can actually buy stuff here. Now we're moving into the livable house side. Very nice space, very kind of bright and just open, but also very like cozy and compact. So the TV on the wall is one of those frame TVs, which is quite nice just to have a little bit of artwork, but also to have a TV too. And then this is the kitchen area and the dining area. And then we move back to the front of the house. You can see the little study under the stairs there. And yeah, then we move up to the only bedroom and then into the bathroom. And that is pretty much it for this speed build. Let me know what you think. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Drop a comment below. Let me know if you're enjoying business and hobbies or any of the new kits lately. What have you done in your game? I'm very curious to know, but I do thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon with another one.